was here. But let's give it a try. And this is based on what's written here. And I guess I better ask, is this name Middle Eastern or Caribbean? Moorish. Okay. Well, I'm not going to do that. Okay. But I'll try. He is Minister Diallo-Sekou of El. Okay, they said that pretty good. So let's give him a round of applause as he comes and give us a keynote address for the evening program. Okay.
Sit still.
Diallo-Sekou at verb L. Right? How's everybody doing?
Good.
Why are you back? Before I start, can we give our future leaders here a round of applause? There was a second grade to read better than me. I'm a little jealous. I'm not going to practice a little bit. Third grade memorized everything. She has something wonderful. Nice. That's very impressive. Now we're rubbing it in my second grade and pre-kindergarten son's face right now. On how to do that. That's right, practice. She good. It's the same thing I always say. If you don't practice, well, you know, they say practice makes perfect, but I like to say perfect practice makes perfect. You know the difference? Talk to y'all right now. Y'all right in front of me. First the rows. Perfect practice. You know the difference? Yes. Eighth grade. This is an engaging conversation. Alright? I noticed you guys said that you guys are the future, but I have something, I have a different mindset about being the future. You know why? Do you know when the future is? Tomorrow. Tell me when the future is.
Anytime before, now, like 1 second is future, 1 minute is future. The next time before now.
Okay, now, even the adults. Who knows when the future is? One adult.
1 second.
1 second from now. So, the moment that you reach your 1 second, what time is it?
Future.
No. No.
Not time.
What? What time is it? The present. Absolutely. And the moment that you realize it's the present, do you know what it is then? The past. That's right. So the most important time is what? Go ahead. Huh?
The president.
The present. I'm going to see who made present. Which is now. Your role is important right now. Hey, pay attention. Do you understand what I'm telling you? Your role is now. It's not the future. The future never really comes. Because by the time you get there, it's the present. By the time you realize it's the present, it's actually the past. Do you understand that? I'm going to say it one more time. Your role is important now. Because by the time you realize that it's the future, it's the
Present.
You're in the present. But by the time you realize it's the present, it's actually the past. So your role is important when? Your role is important when? So you got to get on the ball when? You have to start executing and applying when? Not in the future. Not later on. But right. Right. You know when they tell you to go to bed, right? You go to bed. When they tell you to go to work, you got to go to work, right? Right. When they tell you, you got to do that, right? That's right. See, the reason you guys are future right now is because it's your needs that lead everything in society. We have to figure out the education aspect, We have to figure out the shelter aspect. We have to figure out agricultural and food aspect. See, if your diet isn't right, then the future people that come after you diet isn't going to be right. If the educational system isn't corrected based upon your performance, then the future education system isn't going to be corrected based on others' performances. Do you understand what I'm saying? You understand? So, I want to talk about leadership. Y'all know what leadership is? What's leadership? Tell me, put your hand up. Tell me what leadership is. Somebody leading somebody, okay? Any leaders in here? First two rows? All the leaders, put your hands up. All the leaders, put your hands up. So let me explain this to you. If you are not a leader, then that means that you are being led. All the people being led, put your hand up. All the leaders, put your hands up. Now, you saying that means you're qualified to lead something or someone, somewhere, to some point. Is that right? So eventually you'll figure it out. I'm not going to ask what it is, but eventually you'll figure it out. But let's just say we want a better society. Right? We do want a better society. We want no violence in our communities, right? We want no drugs in our communities, right? We want all the students that look like us that's in our schools to perform great. That's what leaders do. That's what class presidents do, right? We want to make sure that we got great jobs, equal opportunity. That's what leaders do. That's what y'all be doing, right? Not leading in Jordans and leading in, what is that? What's that game called? Black Ops. Yeah, we're not leading in that. That ain't gonna do any good. No Call of Duty, no. Unless you get paid for that. This is an example of creating the games and creating jobs for being great Black Ops leaders and Atari and Nintendo and Wii, then that's good. But the primary things that all human being needs, do y'all know what that is? Tell me.
No.
Shelter. We need shelter. What else? You said food. I knew you was going to say food. What's up? Knowledge. You need information. Food, clothing, and shelter. You definitely need care. Family. Absolutely. But we can't live without food. Can't survive without shelter. You definitely have to have clothing. So future leadership, I want y'all to understand what bad leadership is. And I know, I'm pretty sure most people in here going to go out the Bible. I'm going to do something from the Bible. And then I'm going to do something from another perspective. The book of Jeremiah, 23, verse 1 through 4. Woe to the shepherds who destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture, declares the Lord. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, the God of Israel, concerning the shepherds who care for my people. You have scattered my flock and driven them away, and you have not attended to them. That means that the people that were supposed to be leading the people had not done their job. Instead of providing good housing, great jobs, great agriculture, they led in other directions.
It's too loud.
You understand? In other directions that does not matter to the people that need it. Behold, I will attend to you for the evil deeds, declared the Lord. Then I will gather the remnant of my flock out of the countries where I have driven them. I will bring them back to their fold and say, be fruitful and multiply. That means that those people that have leadership led away, that they're going to be brought back into a fold, into a nice community, into a nice society, and they will generate nice families and create better jobs. Right? So who's going to do that? I'm going to tell you. I will set shepherds over them. Shepherds, another word for leaders. I will set shepherds over them who will care for them, and they shall fear no more, nor be dismayed, neither shall they be missing, declares the Lord. So this is just a biblical reference about bad leadership versus good leadership. You got it? Now, if you're a Muslim, in Surah 41:30, it says, all those who believe will say, O Lord, show us those who led us astray from amongst both the jinn and the men, that we may put them under our feet, so that both of them may become of the lowest. Amen. See, society can't survive if we don't have great leadership. We can do okay with okay leadership, but we have to thrive with great leadership. And this leadership, that's right, leadership is going to show you by example. They're not going to show you with nice words. It's works versus words. See, you can come up and sound good if I ask you about your grades, but your grades are going to reflect the type of work that you've been putting in. Is that right? Your report cards are a reflection of the work that you've been putting in. Now, we don't like C's, but we'll take C's. That's average. That's a leader. That's an okay leader. But when you are A, B, you are thriving. You go in this direction. You go into the summit, the peak, the highest part of the mountain. Do you understand what I'm telling you? We can't accept average. We've been average for too long. The moment you accept average, you accept failure. Leaders don't fail. They do take them as lessons. If you're winning, you have to fail. Because if you're so used to winning, you really don't know what failure feels like, or you don't know what the general population knows it feels like to fail. Because most of us fail and then some of us succeed. And some of us have never failed. But we want to build powerful individuals with a strong mentality. First, starting with yourself. Starts in the mind. Okay? Now, I like to think when you see me, I represent a form of transformation. Because I'm going to give you information you probably never heard of. That's including the adults. You with me? Who knows what transformation is? Tell me.
Be Cooper.
Close. Yes. Transformation. Beautiful. Put the nice shirt on. Transform. Transformation. How about you? Come on. Come on. Go ahead.
Say it.
Absolutely. Change. Listen, let me tell you, brother, something. Don't be afraid to speak. I was the same way. You cannot be afraid to speak. It'll come out, you gotta practice. You can't ever worry about what somebody thinks about you. As long as you are secure with yourself, don't ever worry about what somebody thinks about you. It goes for the ladies too. You understand? I'm talking to you big boys. You understand? Alright. Ladies too. All of y'all are beautiful, inside and out. Let me tell you a couple of roles that you guys have played in ancient history. I want to show you something. I do believe that pictures are powerful. Ancient Kemet, what they call it Africa. The Greek call it Egypt. You know what scarab beetle is? Scarab beetle. Adults, scarab beetle. It's a big one. Scarab beetle. Right here? This is a scarab. This is a beetle. This is the top of a beetle. Right? This beetle represents transformation from over 60, 70,000 years ago. We use symbology to get our information. Symbols are very powerful. That's why it's always powerful to see your image and your likeness in power positions. Sorry. Do you understand? Do you know what this picture is? This is the brain. You see the resemblance? This is the human brain. This is a scarab beetle. And they would use this hieroglyph, the scarab beetle here, the head over the human body, the anthropomorphic or the human form, also the animal form, saying that the transformation has to take place where?
In your brain.
That's right. It has to take place here. Take that, pass that by. Winter, spring, summer, fall, right? What is that? Those are the seasons. That is the change. If there's no change, then there's death. If our cities and our schools don't develop, if our parents don't develop, if our children don't develop, we don't grow. You understand? And there will be no need for leadership. Do you understand that? Talk to me now. You understand that? Now, I've seen something in the thing about not imaging our likeness. So I brought a little information. I'm going to go back a little further. Familiar with the term Africa? Africa. Who's not familiar with the word Africa? Okay, then. Who knows what the word Africa means? What does it mean? Say it again? It is a continent. Do you know what the word means? Some would say that it was named after a European. Some would say it was named after Arabians. But if you go further back, you find that the ancient Kemetic term is called Africa. Broken down, A-F-R-U-I-K-A. Now the K-A is very important because you got terms like ta, ba, and ka. Say it, ta, ba, ka. Ta, ba, ka. Ka is the word for birthplace. And so when you say the word Africa, what you're saying is look back into your birthplace. Okay? Look back to the origin of all life, which is in Africa. Look back at those societies, look back at those accomplishments, those things that you all are tied to. This is where you're going to find answers to bring you back up to speed. You got to catch up to your ancestors. The first deity, who knows what deity is? God. God-like was a female. Did you know that? You know why the female was so powerful? Because she gives birth. Where would we be without our women? Without our mothers? We wouldn't be here, would we? Keep that in mind. In a relationship to women who are your sisters, it was first. The most powerful thing that we have to do, not like to stay all day up here, the most powerful thing that we have to do is make sure that we have our children's mindsets in the right place to come together as a collective, and not as individualistic mindsets. The collective is you still being a strong individual, coming together and forming a council, like a city council. You guys know what city council is, right? All right, those are individuals who have a particular area who has to, in sort of a way, work for the people in the area that he represents the people, or she represents the people. So as future leaders, whether you are in politics or whether you are a grassroots operator on the streets, you have to listen to the people's needs. Okay? The people's needs are always going to be primary: food, clothing, and shelter. The two major primary things, this ain't no joke, y'all understand, y'all with me, right? The two primary things are economics and social. Economics meaning jobs, right? Wages that they pay people. You want to be CEOs, okay? Not saying there's nothing wrong with working, but I want you to think about creating businesses, right? You like games? Think about how to become a computer programmer. You like Twinkies? Think about how to invent particular food, a nice, healthy, tasty food. You like shoes? designer shoes. Think about being a boss. See, the boss is a leader, but you gotta be a good leader. Right? You like to lead? Now, you say you like to lead, you like to be a boss, but you gotta lead by example. One example is gonna start at your house, with your parents, and it's gonna start in your classrooms. Those people that's gonna be watching you and paying attention to you.
Take that out your mouth.
Any questions? Parents? First, I want to thank B. Coker for bringing me back here again. And I do want to point out that without culture, you can't cultivate anything. Without our culture, there will be nothing. Okay, so it's important that no matter how many people in this room, that this thing continues with or without B. Coker. The burden should always fall on one person's shoulders when it's something that we all benefit from. It has to be a collective. I mean, it's something that I don't really know how this thing works. But I know when you're doing events and, nobody else is doing it, and everything's going to fall on your shoulders so you can be inclusive. Tell people feel like they can be inclusive of your events and make it bigger. Because I'm pretty sure if this was a shrimp fest, it would be a line outside somewhere. Or if it was a fair or some type of entertainment. But I want the children to understand that entertainment doesn't educate you. Okay? Distractions. Learn the difference between distractions and things that you really need. That's the moment. A distraction is that moment when you're paying attention to me and you start thinking about this water bottle. That's a distraction. Instead of being concentrated on what it is that we're talking about. So keep in mind about how to keep this particular thing going stronger, to cultivate our culture, and to educate and empower our people. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. L.